So NVIDIA insiders dump more than 1 billion
A Billy.
in company
Beautiful.
shares, including the CEO Jensen. He dumped some shares as well.
Got to buy some more alligator jackets.
Ain't cheap. I don't know if y'all know.
That's a fact. So should this be reason to be concerned?
No, I think one thing. I mean, NVIDIA is at a all-time high. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. Thank you for everyone who's invested long term. I'm proud of you. A lot of times when these stories come out, people aren't looking at the point of exit upon liquidation. They've been selling into the strength of the stock, and it started like around the 142.18 area. They just are exiting at great points. When we went to NVIDIA, we talked to a lot of people who had been holding their shares 8 or 9 years. Well, if you're up 15,000%, it may not be a bad time to liquidate. And what's not often talked about is when people liquidate for these life events, they often rotate back in at a later date. But if they're exiting at an all-time high, that should tell you something. So, like, I would be mindful of, hypothetically, if I got in the market in April, invested in when I made the call out, and then Jensen exit, I would exit when he does for maximum profitability, and then I would wait for the next drop. It's a great headline, but I think too often people forget how long of a period of time these employees and the CEO has been holding these shares.
Yeah, I think this is much different from winter of 22 when we saw all these CEOs selling. It's just much different. You're right. It's one of these things, Jensen being obviously his founder of the company, and NVIDIA hitting all time high. Yeah, you're going to take profit. If you look at the wealthiest people in the world, he's creeping up. He's in the top 20 now based on this run.
Yeah.
But NVIDIA itself as a stock, it still has so much room to grow, right? Like when in January, it was trading at 146 or 149. It's all time high. Today it's at 157. That doesn't feel like much of a move, but you take DeepSeek into account in late January. You take April 7th into account.
Inflation, the Iran conflict.
Right. All these conflicts. And we got down to the 90s, and now we're here up at 157. I think we're just getting started, right? It hit that technical level of that golden cross where the 200 EMA is now under the 50-day EMA. So we're looking at a bullish pattern for NVIDIA going forward.
For sure.
Which is interesting because it feels like it's always been bullish, and we've always been bullish on it. Maybe that's part of the reason, but it still has so much room to grow, and it still is going to be the leader for the next, like we said, 2 to 5 years in the space. And so, yeah, there's going to be pullbacks. Yeah, it'll drop back down. But if you've learned nothing from just this year, forget everything else. Just this year, when you saw it in the 90s and you saw it at 89, and we were like, listen, I don't care what you should be investing. You should be investing. You should be investing. You see it pull back again, 20%, 25%, same rules apply. This is going to be a leader for the next 2 to 5 years.
Public service announcement, I shouldn't have to call the price 3 or 4 times. If I keep saying 93, it's one of the greatest runs that we've had. End of year target for NVIDIA is 187.18. That's what I projected to get to. By December, one of the greatest American companies, one of the greatest equities that we've seen. And in terms of return, it's only thing that has been better over the last 10 years is Bitcoin. Hold for the long term. Anything in the 90s, buy. If you missed it, come to Invest Fast. I'll give the price where I think NVIDIA will go to. If I've made you money, please put yes in chat. But like that's the same thing. Stick to itiveness and execution pays more than fodder and wondering. Because I remember everyone was like, yo, will it get there? Then it got to 93 and people was like, oh, it's gonna fall. Just continue to hold for the long term.
Yeah, it was fighting to get above that 137 line. And once it crossed there, it was like, okay, next barrier is 145. It got past 145, and now it's been trading over 150 for the past week or so. So we'll see where it's at.
And the thing that I love about the company, they are not resting on their dominance they've had for the last 2 years. They are still fighting for better GPUs. The company's ran immaculately, but they're doing better there. And like we said, just being able to meet the employees, they're some of the brightest people that I've met with in business. Like you cannot deny the team and culture that they've assembled. So they are number one, and they're not resting on that laurels, unlike IBM, unlike Apple, unlike Intel. of a different era. They're finding ways to get better every quarter, it seems like.
Yeah, and make no mistake, they invested in a company that you're probably not even thinking of, but CoreWeave is renting.
That investment is great.
that investment is paying off for them pretty nicely, right? They're renting GPUs from NVIDIA, and they're renting those out to companies, and so that's a core business for them as well. Even though it's traded as a totally different stock.
Yes, sir. Okay. Is there any company that could overtake Apple in third place, or will Apple take back the number one spot?
All right, now
that
we're
it's
getting
lost
spicy.
over the next few years?
GameStop.
First and
What's
foremost.
some other meme coins y'all like? Nikola.
Oh,
I mean, it depends on what time frame we're talking. If Apple does not invest into AI or has a significant partnership in 4 or 5 years, it's a great question. Shit, I can see a conglomerate like Saudi Aramco taking it, but I think someone in the AI space could definitely take it. In an imperfect world, if they don't make an investment by 2030, I think Apple will be 5th in terms of market cap. That's why I keep beating this drum about them needing to make a course correction. But where's Meta on the list?
Meta is number 6. Meta's number 6.
And the people, we talking about market caps for the
Market
company.
cap, yep.
Total market cap. So right now, you want to do the top 5 market cap?
All right, so top 5. I'll give you 10. Yeah, let's do 10. So at 10, we got Berkshire Hathaway at a little over 1 trillion. Taiwan Semi is 9. Broadcom is 8. Saudi Aramco is 7. Meta is 6. Google is 5. Amazon is 4. Apple is 3. Microsoft is 2. And NVIDIA is 1.
Oh, if Apple don't get this shit together, Google can take that.
I think number 4 is, I mean, it's the obvious, right? Amazon is trailing it. We know what
the only thing that concerns me there is profit margin. So how much they can reinvest.
Can they improve
into the space? That's the only part I'm concerned about. Google's done a great job of Sergey also being at helm and being in the office. Go ahead.
So like profit margin, I'm glad you said that, because how does profit margin change over the next 2 to 3 years when things become automated? For a company that pretty much is making things automated already, if they increase automation, what does that do for profit margin?
That's true, but I think they have hard fixed cost that may be hard to be restructured. I'm not saying that it's impossible.
Yeah.
But for a company like Google that has more, I think it's easier to engineer their profitability a lot faster than Amazon. Amazon is the turtle in the race that could win for sure. But in the short term, if Apple does not significantly invest and Google continues to do so, like I pay for that suite just to test it. The suite is amazing. And you know how I felt about Google. And then, they sent you the call and I got a couple of texts and they're like, try the suite out. Phenomenal. Veo is better than anything. And I know everybody that watched the show at HQ at Apple, y'all know
it is. No, you're not lying. It is.
The suite is phenomenal. So I can see if they course correct in a year or two and have a partnership with Perplexity or a major AI infrastructure company, they will keep that spot or remain higher. But if they don't, I can see them going to 5th and Google taking that spot.
Meta too.
Meta's on a tear. And the thing I can say about Zuckerberg, you can say that he may copy or he may lag, but he doesn't lag for long. And he's putting capital behind the AI investment to get them from OpenAI to Meta. You have Apple sitting on enough money to buy Syria cash, free and clear, and you won't buy an AI company? Why? And for everyone who may say this, stop saying that. I'm talking to people that work in HQ. They have the same, it's a leadership thing. It's not that there's not talented people at Apple. It's not that there's not talented product creators and product managers. It's leadership is afraid of what to do. And it's a great lesson of you can't miss time when to invest in the next thing. Can't do it. Every year, InvestFast gets better in terms of production, sound, quality, I'm here. Y'all said I'm still AI. Greetings, Earthlings. All that cool. You have to invest into the project to make it better. And I hated saying it, but Apple still has the worst AI product in Siri. I can't, even when I do market research, I have to exit out of Siri to go to Chat GPT if I'm going to use voice mode to get an actual recantation of what's happening in the market. But you have enough money to buy a country, continent. It's misplaced capital management at best. So
you got to maybe potentially be 4 on a 5.
worst case scenario.
Worst case, they're sitting right under 3 trillion. We got 3 companies at 3 trillion.
It's amazing.
That is pretty amazing. And NVIDIA is not far from 4.
You think Apple couldn't have invested in CoreWeave?
Yes. But what would be the product?
Or a blockchain wallet? They could have just integrated something in the Apple wallet just for show.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we got to watch this. The CoreWeave situation is interesting because even like Sam, we don't have OpenAI, and obviously, and if they IPO, that could change things, and I think we all agree with that. But even him now, recently he's talking about he's looking to go away from NVIDIA's GPUs.
Smart move. Same as Apple went away from Intel.
Yeah.
Same playbook. I think the greatest business lesson in this is we can talk about it on Blackout as well, but you can either focus on beating your competition or doing what is best for your customer. Amazon traditionally has focused on what is best for the customers that are in the Amazon ecosystem. Even if that means they are running negative in terms of profitability for 10 to 20 years to give you quicker delivery. And then the customers will love you so much, they'll scale the business through the amplification of their happiness.
But at the core, yes, we know the e-commerce business, but the moneymaker is the cloud service, right? AWS is a large generator. As you get more AI, you're going to need more cloud.
Absolutely. A well-timed, great investment into the future.
Right. That's why I said I agree with you. Like their CapEx spend is always pretty high, which obviously brings down the profit margins. But at a certain point, they're going to start seeking the benefits of all this
absolutely
investment. You know what I mean? And I think we're getting to that point.
For everyone who asks what would make me change my stance on Apple, I still believe in it as a company to invest in. It is still the core holding the 2 Tech 2 index. What I would love to see is an investment into AI and an investment into blockchain and or crypto, and then an investment into quantum computing. That would be an investment into the future, not glass lens bullshit. And once again, you having that kerfuffle with Zuckerberg and Elon, this y'all little fight y'all having. Meta has you beat on the glasses with the Oakley partnership and the one that's coming that I can't talk about. Wiping down them little Google goggles.
Please
and
don't.
then you scrap the EV car. Once again, you can only, Rashad, when you create, do you create for the benefit of your audience? Or are you thinking about somebody with 1,000 followers who don't like you? I think it matters what's your source of creation. Is it out of love or out of trying to destroy someone else? But what do I know?
It's YouTubers.
I love y'all.
It's just some guys on YouTube.